veja na minha sombra, vou te amar mais ainda. Se eu te vejo como minha salvação, vou celebrar minha própria participação nesta salvação. Somos todas divinas, brilha sua brilha. Somos todas divinas, brilha sua brilha. Cada vez que se vê a chama de uma vela, se lembra que mesmo a fonte de luz tem sua própria sombra. Get in the car and hold on tight. You never know what mama's got for you tonight. Give yourself guideposts along the way. How to get back home in case you go astray. Entra no carro, segura firme, se nunca sabe que vai rolar. Bota pontos de referência pra poder voltar na sequência. Deepening is optional and not required for a taste of the infinite. Aprofundar-se mais é opcional, não é necessário para poder atingir o saborzinho do infinito. If I see you on the ground, I will ask if you're okay. If I see you all alone, I will ask if it's okay to hug you. Se te vejo no chão, vou perguntar se está ok. Se te vejo sozinho, vou oferecer um abraço. We're going on a journey together. You're my brother, my lover, and my mother. I will
devil inside me, I command you to go. The devil inside me, I command you to go.
The devil inside me, I command you to go. The devil inside me, I command you to go.
Free my body, free my mind, free my soul.
Liberando o meu corpo, liberando a minha mente, libero minha alma.
I attune my heartbeat to the rhythm of the earth. I attune my heartbeat to the rhythm of the earth. Meu coração está sintonizado com a batida do coração da Pachamama.
Meu coração está sintonizado com a batida do coração da Pachamama.
My body teaches me lessons. I am grateful for the lessons my body teaches me. I honor and respect the wisdom of embodied experience. Teach me to feel. Meu corpo ensina para mim. Gratidão para que meu corpo ensina para mim. Honra e respeito pela sabedoria da experiência incorporada. Take my pain it no longer belongs to me. Tira essa dor de mim. Essa dor não pertence mais a mim. Eu me libero desta dor. Deixo esta dor no meu passado. No meu passado. Agora vamos para frente. I liberate myself from this pain. I free myself from this pain. This pain belongs in my past. It's time to move on. Agora vamos para frente. 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 It's time to move on. Minhas emoções ensinam lições valiosas.
Hey, are you able to hear me at all? Okay, cool.
I embrace the joys of my inner child.
There's strength in vulnerability.
My creativity is essential for my well-being.
I am healed.
I am enough. I co-create my reality.
My sexuality is a creative force.
I walk in beauty wherever I go. I am courageous. I bring peace to myself and to everyone I touch. I bring joy to myself and everyone I see. I dance and sing and frolic because joy is my power.
Song in my heart.
Extends to everyone who can hear my voice. I am a wild woman unafraid to express my authentic truth.
I shine brightly and dance with wild abandon.
My emotional needs are fulfilled.
I see beauty and choose joy.
I am nurtured. I am loved. I heal my emotional wounds so that I may love more fully and more freely.
Ando na beleza em todos os lugares. Sou corajosa. Trago paz e alegria para mim e para todo mundo que eu encontro. Entrego minha canção de amor para todas as pessoas que me escutam. Danço, canto e brinco porque minha alegria faz parte do meu poder. Sou mulher selvagem, sem medo de expressar minha verdade autêntica. Brilho com a força das estrelas. Danço com vivacidade. Vejo beleza e escolho alegria todos os dias. Minhas necessidades emocionais estão satisfeitas. Sou nutrida, sou amada. Curo as minhas mágoas emocionais para que possa amar mais livremente e mais completamente. There's a bicho do mato perigoso, arrogante, ignorante e teimoso. Sem coragem usa arma de fogo, porque não quer sujar a mão no enrolo. Mas os bichos lá na beira da lagoa cuidam de mim, porque também se magoa. Os bichos lá na beira do rio cuidam de mim, porque a selva é mais gentil. Os bichos lá na beira do mar cuidam de mim, porque viver é amar. What are they so afraid of? Savagery is worse from the civilized ones. What are they so afraid of? Savagery is worse from the civilized ones than a jungle cat protecting her young. A flash from a memory hits me like a heavy weight, gagged by an alien creature on my face, bound by the fear from an ancestral curse, cast off like trash picture something way more perverse. I can't tell if it's a memory or a dream. The gag holds my tongue, even though I want to scream. I can't feel the crushing of my bones on the rocks. The fall breaks my heart just from the shock. Mas os bichos lá na beira da lagoa cuidam de mim porque também se magoa. Os bichos lá na beira do rio cuidam de mim porque a selva é mais gentil. Os bichos lá na beira do mar cuidam de mim porque viverei amar. The otters and the beavers arrive on the scene, drag my corpse from the river just to try to revive me. Place my body gently in the earth, letting my blood mix with hers to prepare for rebirth. We can learn from the beasts, we can learn from the plants, if we open our hearts and dance a sacred dance. When life gives you death and you don't know what to do, just take a deep breath and let the river guide you. What are they so afraid of? Savagery is worse from the civilized ones. Savagery is worse from the civilized ones than a jungle cat protecting her young. Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. So hello to the YouTube folks. It looks like, oh good, I've got some people confirming we can hear. Everything seems to be going.
Luna, you're muted.
I am such a dork. Okay, so now I think that that people can hear me on YouTube and in the Zoom room, which is great. So thanks to everybody, even just for your patience while we fumble through technical things. Super grateful to share this with the folks who are listening, and even just to really just be present right now for the collective, for the container that we've had together for the last 6 months. And so something came to me this morning. And when something so strong comes to me, it's like, if I ignore that on a day that we're doing a sharing, it feels kind of stupid and ungrateful. So I'm doing what my partner Mike might call calling an audible. That's me using a sports analogy. You know, I know that's shocking for my theater friends. And I'm going to talk about a song that came through last night in a little glimpse. And then I did something else, and then as I was going to bed, I thought, oh gosh, I really wish I could remember that song because I think it was really cool. And then I went to sleep. And then when I woke up this morning, I thought, oh, those dreams were so cool. Whatever I was having, I wish I could remember them. And I said, okay, and I just, went along and did my morning routine. And then, by coincidence or fate or luck or divine intervention or whatever it might be, I happen to have a nice, really slow, relaxing morning this morning. And I sometimes try to kind of plan that in when I know I have some sort of public sharing or performance or something. I try to plan in, some nice, relaxing space so that everything feels smooth. And sometimes, frankly, what I like to do is I like to, at about 10 o'clock in the morning, I like to smoke a nice bowl or a nice doobie of some really good herb and then go deep into another meditation. And I was like, I think I'm going to do that this morning. And as I was going into the meditation, the song came back. And there's a story behind the song. A couple of weeks ago, I was in one of these online events with another shaman community that I'm part of.
And the folks that were leading it, they led us all through a process to meet, greet, and encounter each of our own individual and unique guardians of the 4 directions. And I was like, great, that sounds awesome. I would love to do that. And the guardian who greeted me in the South is someone I've known for a while. And it was almost as if he was saying, I've told you before that I'm your guardian here in the South, and I need you to greet me some more. And that's Eshu, the trickster, the Yoruba trickster. And Eshu has, let's see, and now I have to decide which part of the story I want to focus on first, and I'm going to try to be as brief as possible because it's not necessarily about this. But Eshu, wanting to be greeted first, in the Candomblé religion, Eshu is the one who is the sort of gateway to communication. And so if we don't greet the trickster first, then all of our other communications with divine entities, they may just fall flat if Eshu doesn't feel honored. And when this song came through, the song is a kind of, those of you who know me and know my musical style, you know that I love mixing American and Brazilian genres. And I had been really feeling called for a long time to find a way to kind of do something where I combined maybe some of the rhythms of capoeira with the blues, because to me, you know, they're very different, but they have kind of the similar roots to them. And I had kind of known I wanted to do this for a while, but I didn't know how it was going to be. And when Eshu came through and reminded me that I need to greet him, I was like, this song is for you, Eshu. Because even though I have never been initiated in the world of Candomblé, I have been what I might call Candomblé adjacent. Because 2 of my dearest mentors were of the Candomblé religion, and they so generously shared with me so much, as much as they could, and they were also very transparent about when it was not appropriate for them to share some of the sacred and secret knowledges, which was also a really good lesson for me personally, who grew up very inquisitive and always wanted to know more and more and more and more, and had to get told, sometimes I don't deserve to know until I've proven myself worthy to know. So last year when I was living in Brazil, after having gone through a period of healing where I finally felt like I was mostly pain-free after some deep shamanic healing, I thought, I'm going to go out and try capoeira, because every time I've tried capoeira in the past, I have felt totally inept and weak and incompetent and just clumsy. And it's not just a cultural thing. It's not just because I'm white, because the way my body has responded to other forms of African expression, like the sacred dances of the Afro-Brazilian Candomblé entities, I took to that like duck on water. And when I first learned how to dance those dances, it was as if something ancient from some other lifetime or some other generation was calling me to it. And I couldn't understand why most white people I know just can't understand how to feel the rhythms. And even when I would look at how Brazilian rhythms are transcribed into musical notation, I look at it, I'm like, that's ridiculous. It's just so meticulous with the polyrhythms. And I just want to say, just feel it. So when I tried to do capoeira last year when I was living in Brazil, from my friend who is a capoeira Angola instructor, good friend of mine, like a dear brother, every time I go down to Itacaré, we always encounter each other somehow. And I tried my very best, but it was a good reminder that I do still have some physical limitations in my body, because I couldn't walk for like a week. I was just so aching and so sore. And this song came through because I had this very deep longing to be part of that community and to strengthen myself through that work. And recently I've been trying to have a different attitude about all the stairs in my house. I'm like, because I'm from Phoenix where everything's flat, right? And so here I am in this, I'm at the top, you can see I'm at the very top of the house. I'm in what we call the captain's quarters, because we think our house is like a pirate ship. And I've started to say, okay, I'm going to thank every step, because every step strengthens me. And so I've been trying to tell myself that every single time I walk up or down the stairs and listen to my knees creaking and my hips getting older. And then I realized that is the feeling I have about Capoeira Angola. I wish that could strengthen me. And the funny thing is, I know that if I had stuck with it, the thing that I had the hardest time doing, which is that getting down low to the ground, because capoeira Angola is a much more slow, deliberate kind of capoeira than some of the other sort of more athletic and more showy versions. And so my opening to the opening of Sacred Space is this song dedicated to Eshu, the trickster. And of course, we have to imagine the berimbau. We have to imagine my friend playing the berimbau for us. And then we have to imagine that agogo. Dun, 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 dun. Nice and slow. Capoeira Angola helps me get down, down, down. Capoeira Angola helps me get down, down, down. Capoeira Angola helps me get down. Capoeira d'Angola's where I'm found. She helps me get down to the ground. She helps me get down to the ground. Down to the ground to hear Pachamama sound. Capoeira Angola is where I am found. To the winds of the south, Sachamama, great serpent, come and wrap your coils of light around us. Help us to know what it is to shed our past the way you shed your skin, all at once. Teach us the beauty way, beauty in front of us, beauty behind us, beauty below us, beauty above us, beauty on either side of us, beauty within us, and beauty without us. Aho. To the winds of the west. Otorongo, mother, sister, jaguar, come into this medicine space and protect us. Protect us so that we may feel safe in this supportive container, so that we may do the healing that is needed. Protect us from all intrusive energies and entities. Teach us the way beyond death, across the rainbow bridge and back, so that we may walk our path with dignity, with courage, and with integrity. And to my twin-jawed dragon, come and be present with us. Steal us from the fires that we have to face in our lives, so that we may emerge from those fires renewed, cleansed, and ready for rebirth. Aho. To the winds of the north. Siwarkente, royal hummingbird, come into this medicine space and teach us to drink only from the nectar of life. Teach us to find stillness even in motion. Teach us to find our mythic mapway so that we may see the steps to live our purpose. And to all of the ancestors, I call upon my ancestors, I call upon the ancestors of those who are gathered, the wise and loving ancestors who want our highest good and the highest good of all. We invite you into this space to warm your hands by this candle flame. We ask you to share your wisdom with us today in ways that we can take with us and integrate into our lives. Psyche Idel, thank you for the gift of this voice. Harry Allen Clausen, thank you for the courage to walk this path. Grandma Kelty, thank you for the gift of creativity. To my Raven Magic ancestors, thank you for the gift of being able to find my truth. To my staff-bearing Druid Wakefield ancestors, thank you for the gift of balance. And to my ice vulture, thank you for reminding us to protect our voices so that we may never be silenced. Aho. To the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, urubu, raven, and the glorious winged horse Pegasus, all those who come from the land of our becoming, all those who have our connection to our infinite nature, to consciousness, to all that is, come and be present with us so that we may have the sight from the eagle's eye down to the minutest detail, and the connection that helps us know we are all that is. And Pegasus reminding us to let our hair down and surrender so that we may feel the trust of what it is to be fully supported. Aho. Mother Earth, Pachamama, Mother Gaia, the one who always supports us, from whom all life comes, to whom all life must return. Thank you, Mother, for your loving embrace. We ask you to help us to take the love that we have in our hearts, to take it to all the places in the planet that need love right now, so that all those who have experienced loss may feel comfort, and for all those who are feeling rage may have that rage melted into compassion and forgiveness before they ever harm another living being. May we all be in right relationship, in Aini, with all life on this planet, with the plant people, with the stone people, the creepy crawlies, the fin, the feather, the bird, and all the other two-leggeds. Aho. Father Sun and Grandmother Moon, and all of the moon deities and their masked nature, the perfect balance between divine masculine and divine feminine. All of our Star Nation brothers and sisters, come and be present with us. Illuminate our pathway so that we may always see our next steps that we must take. Aho. So thank you to everyone. And I'm going to just explain for a little bit here how today is going to go. So those of you who are watching on YouTube, you are going to be hearing the voices of the folks in the Zoom room. But that isn't, you won't be able to see their faces. We do have one or two little video segments, but most of the time you can just sort of think of this as like a radio play or a radio broadcast. So I'm here to kind of, give folks some orientation to feel like they're not looking at the void. The way we will do this is that first I'm going to kind of explain what this container has been, this group container of this creative grieving group. And then I will talk about why I use the phrase works in process. And then each one of the people who has been participating in this group will share. The first one will be a video, and then we'll be going back and forth between some transitions and then some live spoken word that will happen from the people in the group. And then at the very end, I'll be calling in any spirits, any souls that are sort of lingering around, that are feeling like it's time for them to transition. If they're needing support in that transition, I have the ability to call them here to my shaman's mesa and do what we call the 7 chakra illumination and death rites. And this can be done for anyone. It doesn't matter how recently they have passed. If they're ready to go, I will invite them in. And I will do that for all of us who may know somebody. You can invite them. It is up to them. It is not something we can force anyone to do. But it also is an occasion to allow ourselves to release whatever unconscious ties that we might have with them that might be keeping us here. So, for us to begin, I will now go back over here to the control panel. And I will hide myself, and I will start the intro. Anytime we are gathered together, sharing our voice and breath together, as sacred witnesses, we create healing. Join me in this healing container to set our intention to be support for the collective grieving processes we experience. I am so sorry. There appears to be something funny happening here. Okay. I'm going to pause here for a moment because I'm going to just do a little update here. One moment. Fixing things on the fly. Super fun. I hope this works. Anytime we are gathered. Zoom ahead to where I think her poem is, and it's not. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Sorry. And now, if I can hear it, hang on, hang on. I apologize, folks. I'm still not hearing it. There we go. When I first saw you, by Heather Greenfield. When I first saw you, you were lying naked, your soil exposed to the air and the wind. Eventually, we covered you over with a coat of grass. Then native plants and trees grew in as well, those trees springing from the prairie in tiny family groups, tenacious things. Their roots having been plowed over for almost 100 years, their sprouts cut off every year. But we welcomed them and just let them grow. Bushes I don't know and can't name, plus trembling aspen, and the wild animals came. Gophers, badgers, foxes, coyotes, rabbits, deer, moose, mice, and the birds. Some flying over and some staying. owls, hawks, crows, magpies, robins, grouse, geese, swans, ducks, herons, sparrows, little songbirds and meadowlarks, and the silly cowbirds that always manage to fall down the chimney and end up flying around inside the house. A community developed here. An ecosystem. We didn't plan it. We just didn't get in the way of it. I was happy to see you turn back into what you should be, what you always should have been. I was proud of your transformation. I was glad I could let you do that. I will miss you. I remember driving up the road and seeing you. The overcast sky had parted enough to allow a single ray of sunlight to strike you and only you. No other part of the landscape was illuminated. I knew then that you were the one, my home, and I fought for you. I fought off oil companies who wanted to drill holes through your surface and spread toxins on you. I fought off power companies who wanted to erect power lines across you, power lines that required both you and me to be coated in toxic chemicals. And that posed a huge hazard to the migrating birds that flew up your gully, navigating toward far destinations. You were part of their travels. And they stopped here every year. You were part of my travels, and I stopped here. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33.
Part 1. It was the second night of the dog barking, and I was hungry. Shifting in bed, here again is the acid of the evening stuck in my unwashed hair. The bitter wine and dull conversation. A disappointing dinner half-heartedly picked at. The anxiety of too much shared. And the cold walk home. By myself, but not alone. The dog continues its alarm until the peaceful dark stings. I sit on bed's edge, my hunger winning out to the nausea. A peek through the blinds, but all is still. Escaping the noise and what exists outside, I move more into the apartment. Inward towards the fridge and food and freedom from this night. If the light wouldn't hurt my eyes, I would turn it on. However, with an empty stomach, alcohol in my blood, and the sure-to-be consuming pain tickling from the tail of my spine up my neck, making my scalp feel tight and my body feel cold. The only light I welcome is the uncanny orange of the microwave spinning my frozen macaroni dinner into bubbling cheese and warm safety. Part 2. Nothing good happens after 2 a.m. Not even in your own home. Not with locked doors. Not in your pajamas. Not with cute decorations carefully placed on walls and shelves. Not the painting your friend made you. Not the candles you sniffed and picked from that overpriced store. Not the books bought but never read or vintage-inspired trinkets. Or the gag gifts that you thought would be funny to display despite them referencing tired jokes from TV shows you no longer watch. No amount of time spent to make this place a comfort either. There are just not enough throw blankets to save you when it's 3 a.m. and you hear breathing coming from a cabinet in your black kitchen. Part 3. We all need a friend. Especially in the night, when loneliness bites you and there's nothing to do for it but to scratch, to itch past the skin to feel something alive. But you hold my hand steady. I was ready to strike you, to pull free and run to nowhere, but the comfort of having somebody there made me question if maybe I had brought you here. An impulse buy, a forgotten grocery item pushed to the back of the cupboard, waiting to offer me support on some night when I needed it, craved it. We both know that's not true. You devoured me. But for tonight, we can pretend I was powerful. Part 4. Some numbers mean death. Silly things to be afraid of. Silly thoughts and silly heads, silly numbers counted, waiting for seconds and minutes and hours and days. But we're not there yet. We're still here. And we're laughing at how silly I am as I count and wait. Part 5. Did I always have this many teeth? Did it always feel good to sink into something soft and chew? Did I always feel electrified by the sound of screaming? Was I always this angry, this numb, this dead?
How many layers of this onion must be peeled back? How many layers of ourselves must we peel before we get to the core of our true, authentic self? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Bleeding heart no more. What once was an illusion of suffering has been emancipated in a coupling. An existential questioning the martyr empties out. The heart beats inward, the gift, a reckoning. The spinning world not my circus to bear. I release the need to fix, to protect care, and to hold every ounce of the sadness. What did that do? Created madness. What I can do is be in this body, exist in the nowness, and all of how nature just keeps on moving. just keeps on moving with or without us. I invite the presence of my spirit back into my sacred bones, and I witness the beauty in the pain, the beauty, the pain, the sunshine, the rain. Two sides of the same door, a flip of a coin, a heartbreak, a giggle. I care, I love you. It's non-committal. The season of conundrum, the beauty and the grief. Confusion is cloudy. Deep breath, I feel relieved. Feeling it all and feeling nothing all the same. The weaving, the grieving, the healing and the pain. And as I stand now in the power of dissolution, I lay bare, I lay raw, born anew, with fresh eyes and tender wings. As all my power back I drew. Bleeding heart no more.
Blackbird singing at the edge of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The fire burns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The fire burns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The afterburn. The Afterburn by Avery Vogue.
It could have been good, you know. It could have been different. It could have been us, standing side by side as we ate up the stage, getting drunk on the same tab or high off the same joint. I can never forget the exact curve of your mouth, the smell of you, the touch of your hand, after all this time, still hitting me like small aftershocks on my evening walks. I am sick with missing you. I never knew that the sweet smell of heat in the dog days of summer could feel as sharp and cold as an ice pick. As I hear sirens drive by singing, I see you lying there with your eyes frozen in time, and I forget for a moment that your sirens were silent because you were already gone. I'm afraid that when I see the streetlights come on, it only means a few more hours until all of your light is gone. I feel you, even when you only speak to me in songs. What your words could never say, you speak so loudly now. I don't know if I believe it's too late or not, and I don't understand how time moves so fast without you. Even when I know that you're standing next to me as I watch the sunset, I still can't hold you. I wait for that storm that never comes, standing here in my sweet dress. That familiar summer longing feels so sick. Bathing in the pink setting sun makes me miss the morning drive home from your house. And ever still, I think about your hands when they were on my body, your fingers on strings and keys so adept, it didn't really matter that you never sang on key. I catch myself wondering if you can still fall to your knees in the afterlife, and if angels can genuinely weep. Do you listen and wait for me at the gates, tied to your yearning and regret, or just strumming your guitar, waiting patiently while I sing to your sound that exists now only in memories. Just how many times can I repeat the cycles of the longing, the wishes, the absence, the questions, the loss, the anger, the scorn? Because I will never get back what I've lost. I will be here burning forever, and sometimes I still wish I could see you choke on the ashes. Sometimes I genuinely hope you're crying in that cage of your own making as you are forced to watch me walk off the stage. Still, I love you. I love you endlessly. I would have stayed with you all night had I known that you were leaving, and I would have told you that you could hold me instead of holding a gun. God, what I would give if you had just called me. How ironic it is now that you come every time I call you. There is no more ego, no more pain, and no more illness to keep you from me. Now all I can do is wait. But as I wait, you know how to make me smile with all your little signs. You tease me with the way you linger between worlds as I drift off with the pen still in my hand, wondering if you will come to me in another dream, another song, or only in these words, as I write another spell to summon you, spell your name again with my tongue, and call your soul to mine, just so I can claim you one more time.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I just want to really just express gratitude to the voices that shared their works in process today. And just like perfect Laurel form, I put things all up in the wrong order again, because I said at the beginning I was going to explain what this process was all about. But I'm actually going to go right to the ceremony to release the souls, and then I'm going to have us move into a conversational space where at that point I will invite whoever wants to enjoy the conversation in our Zoom room. If you're still watching and you want to ask us questions, we can invite you there. But at this point I call upon the spirit of Pachacuti to be present for receiving any souls who are looking to make their final transition. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. I'm gonna help you free yourself from all the pain you've been feeling. I'm gonna help you free yourself from all the pain in that body. So come over here and lie down on my table. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. I'm gonna help you free yourself from all the emotions you've been feeling. I'm gonna help you free yourself from all the suffering and trauma. I'm gonna help you free yourself, so lie down on my table. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. yourself from all the ways you've been imprisoned. I'm gonna help you free yourself from all the ways you felt disempowered. I'm gonna help you free yourself, so lie down on my mesa. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. I'm gonna help you free yourself so you can love the way you want to. I'm gonna help you free your heart from all betrayal and deception. I'm gonna help you free yourself, so lie down on my table. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. I'm gonna help you free your voice so you can sing your song. I'm gonna help you free your voice from all the ways that you've been silenced. I'm gonna help you free yourself, so lie down on my mesa. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. I'm gonna help you free your side so you can find the way home. I'm gonna help you free your side so you can see the visions. I'm gonna help you free your side, so lie down on my mesa. Come, my beloved, and lie down on my mesa. I wanna help you free yourself so you can feel connected. I wanna help you feel yourself connected to the source. I wanna help you free yourself, so lie down on my mesa. And now for the spiral to be released. Go ahead, all my beloveds. Go ahead and climb the tree of life. Climb the branches. Climb all the way to the top, the very top, uppermost branches. all the way to the top, all the way till you see that ladder made of fibers of gold and silver, the very top of the tree of life. Go ahead, climb the ladder. Pachacuti is waiting for you. Pachacuti is waiting to take you to the land of the ancestors, to the healing realms, all the way to the top, past the kingdom of the plant people, past the kingdom of the animals, all the way to the top, where you will be greeted with love and compassion and healing. And we have, whoops, hang on one moment while I fix this weakest link. Okay, beautiful. Let me go back over here to control. So before we close out the YouTube, I'm going to whoops, where is it? I'm going to copy the invitation link so that anybody who would like to join us may do that. And for a few minutes, I'll go ahead and explain what I said I was going to do at the beginning, because I'm doing things out of order again, like I apparently like to. And then I'll invite folks into the Zoom room with us who would like to join us. So one of the things that is, where am I? Okay. A lot of people know of what are often called the 5 stages of grief. And those were put together by, or coined by, Elizabeth Kubler-Ross: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And what I like to view them not as stages, but as phases, because anybody who's been through grief sort of knows that these aren't things that necessarily go in any logical order. They aren't necessarily things that once you're done with one, you never have to deal with it again. They're things that are layered, and it's more like the phases of the moon, where sometimes we feel it more acutely, and sometimes we're able to flow a little more graciously. And so what I've done with this process is I've decided that there are things that we can do. There are steps. There are steps that we can take, active steps, so that, especially if we're feeling rather helpless, that it's something you can actively do to get yourself to the point where your creative processes help yourself in your grieving process. So the steps they're simple. That doesn't mean they're easy. But the first step is to create. And I know that that might seem out of order, like it should be the last thing we create, but actually creating anything at all, even if it's just a message, can be a really powerful first step just to get the energy flowing. The other step that's important that sometimes has to go in layers is that you release the person to their own destiny. Because oftentimes what happens when a soul feels like it's trapped here, it's because some of the other folks in their life haven't really been ready to let them go yet. And so we that are still living, breathing, incarnate folks, we need to recognize that just because we release them doesn't mean we'll never encounter them again. It just means that we are no longer binding them to this reality. Step number 3 is honor the memory. And I know that sometimes that can be complicated when we are grieving a relationship that was problematic or abusive. And so when I say honor the memory, I mean honor our experience and honor the fact that it happened. And so the memory, it doesn't have to necessarily be holding up the person, but it has to do with honoring that experience that you went through. Step 4 is learning the lessons, because part of honoring the memory also involves learning. And I know that most of the time it's like, I don't want to hear about lessons. I just want to be at peace and grieve. But the real reality is that way deep down in there, there's always something to be learned. It's why we're here on planet Earth. Planet Earth is a giant educational playground for us. And then, of course, step 5, and this is sometimes the hardest, is to receive the gifts. And so the reason I call this a work in process, or these things that we are sharing as a work in process, is that we sort of, I don't want to say rejected, but we sort of put on a side table and made it kind of sit with its, label and hat over there. This idea that somehow our creative efforts need to be aesthetically pleasing according to some standards that are not necessarily set by us, that sometimes they're set by the very structures that have been keeping us down. And so for me personally, the focus was on how does this creative expression resonate with people? And how can that experience of resonating with another person who is also grieving, how can that help us heal? So it's just a different way of thinking about creativity. And so I wanted to share that as well. So I'm going to end the YouTube live stream. So thank you for joining us if you've been here. If you want to join us in the Zoom room, we will keep that open for probably about another 30 minutes. And I'm going to go back to my folks who are waiting in the Zoom room for me. So have a great weekend. May you all be